Hello everyone. So our last episode was on the cases of personal pronouns. And if you think that was the end of it, well, you thought wrong because we have 3 other episodes for pronouns beginning with this one, pronoun rules to remember. So let's get to it right away. The first rule is indefinite pronouns such as everybody, everyone, one, each, another, nobody, no one, someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, neither, and either take the singular form of the verb. In this first example, everyone in the class is quiet. We used the indefinite pronoun everyone, so our verb is. It is singular because everyone is a singular indefinite pronoun. The next example, does anyone want to come? Our pronoun is anyone. It is a singular indefinite pronoun. So our verb is does want. It also is a singular form of the verb. Next example, one is absent, but the ones who are present will receive a prize for attendance. So our first pronoun here is one. It takes the singular verb is. And in this second pronoun, ones, there it's not anymore singular. So it took the plural form of the verb are. Second rule to remember, indefinite pronouns that are plural are both, several, few, and many. So if we have singular indefinite pronouns, we also have plural indefinite pronouns. First example, few notebooks were submitted. So we used the indefinite pronoun few, and it is a plural indefinite pronoun. So we used the verb, which is plural, were submitted. Another example, are both of them in the tennis tournament? So we used the plural indefinite pronoun both. That's why we used the plural verb are. Next rule is indefinite pronouns that may either be singular or plural are some, all, none, most, such, and any. So the number of these pronouns will depend on their antecedent. Like in this first example, some of the trees were cut. We used the indefinite pronoun some. Its antecedent in this sentence is trees. So the verb phrase were cut is plural because the subject some, our indefinite pronoun, refers to the plural noun trees. Its antecedent is trees, it's plural. That's why we use the plural verb were cut. While in this example, some of the butter is melted, we still used the pronoun some. However, its antecedent this time is butter, which is singular. That's why we use the singular verb is melted. In another set of example here, in camp, all the boys stay up late. We use the pronoun all. It has the antecedent boys. It's plural. That's why we use the verb stay up. While here in another example, we still use the pronoun all. All the perfume was sprayed on me. But in this example, the antecedent of all is perfume, which is singular. That's why we use the singular verb was sprayed. Next set of examples, none of the work is completed. Here we use the pronoun none. It refers to work. Work is singular here. So we use the singular verb is completed. While in this example, none of the workers have reported. We still use none, but this time it refers to workers, which is plural. So we use the plural verb have reported. Another rule we need to take note of is a pronoun must agree with its antecedent in person, number, and gender. First example, this girl loves her work, but these boys loathe their job. So the underlined word here that is first is girl. It has the verb loves because girl is singular, so it will use the singular verb loves. But in the next clause, we have boys. Boys is plural, so we used here the pronoun their, referring to boys. So we did not use his because boys here is plural. In another example here, a tree shook its twigs as the birds flapped their wings. First underlined word is tree. It's singular, so it took the pronoun its. While in the second underlined word, we have birds, also a neutral word, not feminine, not masculine. However, this time it's plural, so we use the pronoun their. Another example, everybody took his library card. Our underlined pronoun here or word is everybody. This is a singular pronoun, so we used the other pronoun his because it's singular. Everybody means every single person. But because it's singular and it does not have a particular gender, we normally use the masculine gender as a rule in English. Another example here is many have mailed their applications. So we have the underlined word many. This is a plural pronoun, so the other pronoun that is used for it is their because it's plural. Last example for this rule, my sister tried harder if she gets a little encouragement. So this must be tries. My sister tries harder if she gets a little encouragement. The underlined word is sister. It's a singular feminine word or noun. So our pronoun that we use for it is she. Next rule that we have to take note of is a relative pronoun that has a singular antecedent requires a singular verb, and one that has a plural antecedent requires a plural verb. Our relative pronouns, if you remember, are who, whom, whoever, and whomever. First example, Marilou is one of those people who are committed to their work. So in my experience, students usually get confused when we use who and then verb in sentences. So for this example, Marilou is just one of many people. What kind of people? People who are committed to their work. That's why our verb is are committed, because its subject is who and the antecedent of who is people, not Marilou. So because people is plural, we used the plural verb are committed. Another example, Joyce was the only one of the contestants who was called. We also have one in this sentence, the word one. But this time it's accompanied by only one. Alright, so our verb is was called. The subject is still who, just like in the first sentence. But this time, the antecedent of who is only one. So it's singular, not plural. That's why our verb is singular, was called, because the antecedent of its subject who is singular, which is only one. One of the clues to tell if it's singular or plural, take note of the adjective only before the word one. That's how you'll know. Next rule, ships, countries, schools are considered feminine in gender. No gender discrimination or whatever here, it's just a rule, alright? Example, West Visayas State University has kept in touch with her alumni. Her, our pronoun, refers to West Visayas State University. And since our rule, schools are considered feminine in gender, so our pronoun is naturally feminine. Another example, the Philippines can take pride in her vast and numerous natural resources. This time is a country, so we use the pronoun her. Just a side note, you'll also observe that ships are usually named after women, like MV Elizabeth and stuff like that, because referring to our rule, ships, countries, schools are considered feminine in gender. Next rule, compound pronouns are either intensive or reflexive and must agree with their antecedents. First example, I myself am cultivating the hobby. So our compound pronoun is myself, Myself here is used intensively for emphasis, referring back to the first pronoun, which is I. Second example, we enjoyed ourselves in the picnic. Here, our compound pronoun ourselves is used reflexively to refer to the subject we. Next rule, it is wrong to use compound pronouns in place of personal pronouns. Just like in this example, Philip and themselves had a wonderful time. We cannot use themselves as a subject of the verb. If we take out Philip, for example, you'll say themselves had a wonderful time, and that would be, wrong. The correct form of the sentence will be Philip and they had a wonderful time. So that if we take out Philip, they had a wonderful time will still make sense. Our last rule, and this is fairly easy to remember, there are no words such as his self, ourselves, and their selves. Only himself, ourselves, and themselves. Alrighty, so I hope you learned something. That's all for this episode. See you in the next one. Bye!